Hello, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Now, just going back to leaving work now, just about to do some errands at the church, but hey, just things to do, and it was a good day. Hope everyone had a wonderful day as well. There were some good things I learned today, especially with learning. Wow. I was learning how to do an assessment for a client, right? And the thing was, man, I was making one mistake after another, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was doing one after this, and et cetera, et cetera. And then I was just thinking, okay, at least I'm getting things done with the hope that I'm going to get better. And so, right, you have to have a little optimism that you're going to succeed, that you're going to get past a lot of these things that are happening in our learning. And so with me, it's thinking, okay, don't get a little flattered, just be patient, the timing will come, the mistakes will happen, and eventually I'll grow. And the thing is, you need to have that patience, and then your willingness to push yourself. See, I think there's a great humility with that, and to me, if I'm going to look at a lesson with today's video, it's just to think, okay, the people of the world, okay, the negative people, they want to take us away from our growth, and they want to say, oh, you're not going to be able to make a product, you're not going to be able to be a success, you're not going to be able to do these things in real life because you make too many, right? And yeah, they're right, you have to learn from your mistakes. Now here's the thing though, to not fall behind in your belief, to not think, okay, I'm just going to drown myself with negativity just because everyone else is saying these things. No. You need to have that personal belief that you're going to succeed. And some people, like I have a good supervisor who really encourages me to grow, to be the best that I can be. And I'm very appreciative of that. And the other thing about this is not all of us have that great supervisor, boss, leader to guide us on the way. And so if you're going to lead people, it's great. What I've learned from my supervisor, clarity is so important. Without clarity or a context, how are you going to guide people if they don't know what you're talking about? And I think with me, that drives back into this idea of negating negative energy. The negative people who want to just say you can't do anything in life. Think of the great athletes, great people of your community, right? Your great famous people in your state, wherever you're from. And you think, okay, many people that became famous had to face some struggles. And to me, I think it's good to get beat up to a degree to where, okay, I made some mistakes. I got beat up. Now I'm going to stand up and get this right. Because think about it, be a person. To be a person means we have to take some growth and accountability even on our part. Accountability that we're going to say, okay, I need to man up, lady up, take these mistakes under my belt, and now just say, okay, I need to really get this fixed, or things are not going to go well. And so right, now the thing is, I mentioned in the other videos, now that you're done with your work in the day, what are you going to do after the 9 to 5 hours? That's where you become a champion. That's where people don't see what you're going to do behind the scenes. Because I want to become good at what I'm doing. If I'm going to be awesome at my craft, if I'm going to make a difference for the people I serve in my community, if I'm going to be that top player, then number one, I got to do some homework. I got to get to the work, the grind, the gym, and put in some effort. And that is where you separate a contender from a pretender. How many of us want to contend with a rival in our community and just say, all right, I'm going to take out your business because I have something great that will be used today? And the thing was, this being a follow-up assessment with somebody, this was fun because I learned so much on this go around than the first, because I realized, wow, I loved talking with the client, hearing the details, hearing what's happening in their situation, and then seeing what I can do to reciprocate all that information, so that way they know that I heard them, I valued them, but now we got to work together and move forward as we work in the therapy and the future sessions. And the thing is, to do so, my heart has to be open to that change as well, to believe that I can change to become a better counselor, therapist, social worker, etc., to be a better person, to grow. If I just think I'm all perfect right off the bat, yeah, it's good to be confident, but But can confidence take us away from growth? To some degree it can, if you let it stay in your head. If you think you know it all, you think you have all the answers, to think you cannot solve something you cannot never solve, right? To think it's the unsolvable problem will be solvable because you are working on it. See, a little pride like that going that direction can be negative. And for me, I learned from my supervisor, it was a great learning lesson. Taking in too much information that I can handle. In the sense, okay, yes, I can read information. Yes, I can read all this. But if I'm not understanding the information to where then I'm working with the client in the moment, it comes off as fidgety, comes off as a little nervous from my perspective, because I'm trying to do all that learning, all that taking in right there in the spot, too much at once, to where the client, the recipient, is like, okay, is this person okay? Are they really working with me in this moment? Why are they looking at the paper more than myself? Now that's the key. That's the difference, to separate yourself from a novice to a pro. You got to be able to break your information down, workable for you, your style, your skill, your ability. And when you find your ability and skill, and then you put that on paper for you to write down, then to modify and let it grow. I want to tackle this question this way. This worked a few times. Now let me tackle the question with a little bit of another twist to it. Now I can handle more information as I'm building my skills. That's how you become a pro and a competent leader in your profession, your industry. You are starting to build questions that work for you, tips, skills that work for you. You broke the information down. Now you can use it to your advantage. All right, 2 + 2 = 4. All right. 2 cups and 2 cups. All right. I can now apply that to some sort of cooking recipe. I can now apply this to different parts of my life, with different parts from math, etc. To use a skill for a greater purpose. I realize the theory can be proven, the hypothesis, the testing, and then if that theory becomes hypothesis to theory, I forget how this works in science. My point is, if you can test it out to make it workable, and it becomes a reality, you now have a theory that is going to work for you, where you can replicate it with results over and over and over again. And I would argue, for other people, if you can make theories that are workable for you, not just in industries, business, or school, sports, etc., if you can bring that to your life in many ways, that is how the scientific method can really make you into a superstar, can turn you into somebody great as far as being reliable, productive, etc., etc. But then think about this. I'll throw this into the mix, this little wrench. So I forgot a meeting that I was supposed to attend to in the weekend. I just forgot. I just forgot that it happened. Now here's the thing. Does a good leader forget? Or would they have that on their calendar? A good leader would have that written on the calendar. I can make an excuse and say, oh, I forgot that, but no, that's too easy. That's too easy to fall into that trap. A good leader will mark it on the calendar and take responsibility for missing. And I have. I've told the people I'm sorry. I've told the people I missed on the meeting, I'm so sorry. Thank you for being kind, respectful, and understanding. Now let's get back to work. Let's get back to work and let's get this thing done. Let's be on the same page, because now I'm behind by one meeting. Fortunately, it wasn't the end of the world kind of meeting, but I lucked out, and that doesn't always happen. So if you're going to be prepared for an unexpected event, plan a few weeks ahead, even a few years if you can, get that good. That's what Ben David would say in his book on choosing your enemies wisely. When you plan so far ahead that you can anticipate and adjust for the unpredicted events. But that is part of breaking the information. That is part of breaking a big pizza, a big sandwich into parts. Break those parts into smaller parts to where you understand what the heck is happening in your life. To where you understand, okay, if I'm going to buy, I don't know, a trailer to move so many items with my truck, okay, I'm going to pick a trailer that is close by that I could purchase in the community. That way I could grab it, nab it, hook it to the truck, get that trailer next to where the items have to be loaded. Make it easy on yourself. All right, see what I'm doing? Planning your steps into smaller steps. Now, if you can make fewer small steps, possibly that can get you ahead of the game to where you have made it so easy for you, made it simpler to where now you can now work with something to get things done. See, how many of us are master planners and can make information that is so complicated, so just out of this world, into something that is a part of this world, that is relatable to people, that you can now teach it to kids, to babies, right? To students that understand. And it's like, wow, if I can make this relatable, this complex teaching to the common person, you have now made a way to sell your product in an awesome way. A book, some coffee, a Coke, food item, right? Okay, now not just food items, but resourceful items, bathroom items. Okay, once you've learned to sell something that is relatable to people will buy into it because they can understand what you are selling. That is where the businessman takes control. That is why it's good to not be overcomplicated, to not think too hard. To me, that's using your common sense, thinking outside the box. Yes, it's good to have a smart person to think of theories and ideas, to find a solution. Yes, that's what we need. But the smart person that is able to break it down and then to actually share it with people in front of a crowd, that's an all-star. That's a superstar, according to Ben David. If you can find the superstar, one competent, common sense thinker that can take down 20 of the brilliant minds in the world of an industry, I'll take that one all-star over the 20, because those 20 may be afraid to speak in front of a crowd or to even relate the information to people with the screen presentation. They were not able to do so. But the all-star, he uses common sense. He can break down that information to where we understand what you're asking. I understand what you're wanting me to say now. We're on the same page. Boom, we got this. We're now going to sell a product. We're going to make a deal. We got this closed. We just made a lot of money. Good job. Good job. And I'm learning as I go as a young person growing in life. If you can turn things from complicated to manageable, that's a skill. And you should not let that go. And you can make that into worthwhile into other parts of your life. I'm excited just to share that. That just feels so good. Now I'm enjoying life a little more, the more I'm becoming a competent person. And so, the rest of the day it's gone well. I think other parts of the day where I could improve, okay. Maybe some of my morning habits can be done at nighttime, and vice versa. And that'll make me a competent person, but for you, a competent person also. Okay, do some early packing. Get your lunches ready to go for the next day. What are you going to do to make your next day ready to go? So yeah, you can plan ahead, but then you can do the little things that really add up to the next day to make you ahead of the game. But then argue, okay, how can I batch enough of these small tasks where I'm now several days ahead for myself personally, to where now you and we can now be ready for multiple work days if we have to, be ready on the spot, and to delegate the tasks among different people of your group, your team. Now you're learning to become competent. Now you're learning how to lead a group and a team into battle. You're becoming an all-star, and you're learning how to solve problems on the spot. You're learning how to do things because now you can read situations ahead of the game and solve them as they appear. As they appear. I could be hitting a car right now on the spot behind that they don't see, but I'm looking ahead, and I'm okay. I'm looking ahead, and everyone's safe. And they see me too. They see me too. So everyone has to have their blind spots cleared. And you clear the blind spot from all the information that you don't need. That is how you stay safe when you drive, and you're not crashing into people. That's a powerful metaphor that connects with this theme as well. So clear the blind spot. Make your information easy to see. Knock out all the gunk from the window. Clean your window wipers, clean all that stuff up. Make your tools ready to be reusable for you. Reusable and usable for you and the people who need it if they have to on the spot. And now you have a system that's going to help many people along the way. This car, right? This car is helping me get to my home, my school, my church safe and sound, right? This system, this whole thing, I take care of it and it takes care of me. A video in the same car, in the same system, that's something to be proud of. Now when you have multiple systems working together in the same environment, that is impressive. Now, apply that to businesses. Okay, I'm going to have a restaurant with a small store attached to that business. The two are working together, and now I'm making more money because now I'm selling side products on top of having a restaurant. Now you're starting to think and have, okay, combine multiple things that are workable together. Now don't be outside of the box to where you're going to throw in a railroad system attached to a convenience store. That'd be a very interesting mix if you can make that work. But you see, some things have to be relatable, or maybe some things are so outside the box that they work. My point being, think ahead to where this can help the people in the population of what you want to be, your reputation. I want to be the store/convenience store guy. I want to sell to my community all these products, but I would like them to have a nice meal at my store. I have tables, I got chairs, I got sodas, waters, etc., etc. I got air conditioners, an AC. Got a TV going. Okay, people want to sit down, chill for a moment, just to want to relax. Go right ahead. I got the business space. I got a restaurant right here. Come on over, check out my restaurant. Let's see what I can sell you. Can I sell you some food? Can I sell you some products? What do you need today? Right? Combine even the gas station, the mechanic store, all those businesses. What can you combine with your convenience store? And now you're really finding ways to gather that extra bit of money from people. And that's the thing. For those who have that kind of a will and a mind to go after a big prize, now we'll go back to you, the person, business owner. You have to clear your mind, your blind spot of all that information that's blocking your vision from making sure you don't hit other people and you yourself are moving forward. As a business person, you have to be clear of everything around you. You have to clear all that muck, all that information that's keeping you from being effective. And once again, going back to delegating tasks. Once you're able to delegate a task with other people, to command it, to lead it, be accountable for it, to allow criticism into your life from other people, accept it with love, and now build upon it, move forward. Now you can do things that other people don't want to do today because I was willing to learn from a boss, from a coworker, things that I had to work on. And now you're becoming competent. Now you're becoming a game changer. Now you're taking control of your business because you are now working with people. And you, my friend, are going to make that culture into a winning environment. And people are going to want to work for you and work with the people with you that work underneath you because you now have a culture that other people believe in. They believe in it and they want to follow your example. You are now leading the way for the industry and people want to follow you. Now you're leading the way. And I hope this video is inspiring you to go out and do the same. Clear the blind spot. Make your pathway visible for you. Let the window now work for you, your tools, and make that way possible by believing that you can do it. You can get this done, and I know you can, and you will be a success. You got this. You got this. So I hope this video finds you well today. I hope you all are strong. Don't give up on yourself. Clear the blind spots, and you will be effective. All right, everyone. Hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.